The 2024 AFLW Final Series kicks off this Friday night at Icon Park. Who will be the 2024 AFLW Premier? Will it be North Melbourne, filled with stars like Jazz Garner, Ash Riddell, Ruby Tripodi, Taylor Gatt, Alice O'Loughlin, Kate Shearlaw and co? Will it be the Crows, led by star duo Ebony Marinoff and Anne Hatchard? Will we see a Maddie Newman light up the final series? Will we see a Kiara Mueller fire up in this final series? Or will it be the Dockers, who have quite arguably the best ruckman in the competition this year in Mim Strom? Or will it be a former Eagle in Aisling McCarthy rise up to the final series and give them the ultimate success that they want? Will it be the Bombers? No Bonnie too good, but I feel like other sides will be too good for them. Will it be the Hawks? Everyone's on the Hawkball train. But I am not on that train. But, regardless of that, will it be stars like Anya Madonna, Greta Bodie, Emily Bates, Tilly Lucas-Rod to lead them to what they want to get to? Or will it be the premiers of last year, the Brisbane Lions, led by Belle Dawes, Jade Allinger, Bree Conan the skipper, Sophie Conway, Dakota Davidson, Lily Postlewaite, Ola O'Dwyer, so many stars in that Brisbane side, they'll be wanting to go back-to-back. Will it be the Power, a star, young team? I said this at the start of the season. You had Loz Young, who hasn't played this year, who'll be back next year, but Shanae Goody, Molly Brooksby. You got stars, experienced players like Ash Saint, Gemma Houghton, and co. Or is it Tiger time, led by the star of this competition in Mon Conti? Will it be Katie Brennan's year as captain to raise the cup, shall I say, at the end of the season? Will it be through players like Ali Dalloway, Ailey Sheeran, and co to lead them to the ultimate success? Strap yourselves in, ladies and gentlemen. The 2024 AFLW Final Series begins now. Let's go! Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Scoops AFLW show. I'm your host, Scoops, the sole admin of AFL information, trade rumors, and results. And wow, what an end to the home and away season it was. The Saints are out, Melbourne are out, Geelong are out. Essendon are somehow in. The Power stole victory from the Giants yesterday, and now will host Richmond in a home elimination final, where it looked like that Richmond were going to face Essendon at Icon Park, but that's not the case. Now, the fixture for week one of the finals will be as follows. Friday night at Icon Park, North Melbourne and Adelaide. First elimination final, Freo and Essendon, Saturday night, 7:05 Victorian time. Sunday, you'll have Hawthorn and Brisbane at Icon Park, Sunday 1:05. And the second elimination final, Adelaide and Richmond, Sunday at 3:05 Victorian time at Alberton Oval. Tickets are now available, so if you want your tickets for those games, go and get them, because they'll sell out pretty quickly. I'm going through my team of the week, AFLW Fantasy score. I may do some club reviews starting from next round. And I've obviously got the world famous Scoops bang in the team of the week and everything like that. So, you're probably wondering, Scoops, where's your Scoops AFLW All-Australian team, your Rising Star winner, and your Scoops medal? Well, all that will be on the one episode in the second ever installment of the Scoops AFLW medal. Will be on this Wednesday night. So look forward to that. That's where I'll do my Scoops AFLW All-Australian team, my Scoops AFLW Rising Star winner, and to see and crown who will be the second ever winner of the Scoops AFLW medal. Who will win that? You will have to wait and find out. And trust me, it's a night you do not want to miss. So strap yourselves in. Wednesday night, the Scoops AFLW medal for the second time ever. And oh boy, if you thought the first one was great, Just wait until you see the second ever installment of the Scoops AFLW medal. It's going to be so good. I'm so pumped to show you all. And just watch the vote count and you'll know what I mean. All right. Start off with this. If you want me on Cameo, head to cameo.com/Cooper G. Want me to roast a friend with my birthday? Anything at all. Cameo.com/Cooper G. If you know any AFL, AFLW players, any up-and-coming draftees, or any state league players, and you'd like them on my podcast in a Gold King Challenge and/or interview, please do send me a message or try and get something sorted. Also, if you haven't checked out my Scoops AFLW draft power rankings videos, been out in the last few weeks, go and check it out. I would greatly appreciate it. I thought the videos done pretty well views-wise, so I'm really happy with that. Janome Anderson is from the Saints is the round 10 AFLW Rising Star nominee. Congratulations to her, but I feel like Abby Bushby from the Eagles is very stiff. 23 disposals. Yes, low efficiency compared to Janome, but yeah, I would have thought that Abby Bushby would have got it this round. Now, my AFLW fantasy score, I scored 1,282. My final ranking for the season is 2,716. I won my league final against a friend of mine, and he's very triggered, let's just say. Now, congratulations to the Scoops Fan Group League winner in Luke W. for finishing on 15,480 points. Second place was Dan, 7 points behind him. Then it was Jordan W. That was Dan G in second place. Jordan W in third place. Then a distance fourth in Connor V. Fifth, Chris C. Sixth, Zach D. Seventh, Shane O. Eighth place, Ben M. Ninth place, Lee. And 10th place, Cameron, and I was 26. Overall, I'm pretty happy, with how my AFLW fantasy team went. I won my grand final against Shane Ower, as everyone knows. So, just great to get the win over him. He's very triggered. But there's no shame in losing to the tribal chief. Acknowledge me, Shane Ower. Acknowledge me. But yeah, all right. Now it's time to get down to business with the world famous segment, Scoops Goes Bang. Boom. Well, the St Kilda Football Club, how many times do I have to warn you people to say thank you to your fans? Now, the onus isn't fully on the players here. It's on the club themselves. Fan engagement. I brought it up so many times this year, okay? And I've said plenty of times, go watch Brisbane, go watch West Coast. They do it well. St Kilda, win, lose, or draw, they don't stay out, essentially, at all. Now, people are going to say, oh, yeah, there's photos. Yeah, you've had photos with Saints players. Yes, I have. I have never once, and I've been to probably 6 St Kilda games this year, and not once has a whole team stayed out. As half a team stayed out. I think the maximum amount of St Kilda players that I've seen stay out after a game is probably 6. Now, that is completely unacceptable. Like I've said in previous weeks, it's the same ones that stay out each and every week and care about their fans for turning up and supporting them. I don't need to name them. They know who they are. You can just connect the dots. Anyone that I've had photos with from St Kilda this year, they're the ones that always stay out, and there's a few more as well. And to them individuals, thank you very much, and appreciate you all for not only appreciating me, but the St Kilda fans that turn up each and every bloody week. To the others, which is mainly the club's fault, do you really care about your fans? Seriously? I don't think you do. And I think you made it self-evident that you don't. Very, very frustrated. Not only me as a Saints fan and member, by the way, to the other people that I've asked at St Kilda, like, oh, I didn't get a photo with her, or I didn't get a signature from her, or I didn't see her out there. Well, you'd be correct. That is on the club for not doing what they're meant to do. And really, they shouldn't have to be told that they have to do it. It should be a respect thing to do. So, partially it's the players' fault, but mainly the club's fault. Not the players that do come out. They're fantastic, all of them. But the ones that don't, why aren't you coming out? Do you not care about your fans at all? And I'm not just talking about me. I'm talking about every single bloody St Kilda fan and member that turn up each and every bloody week. This happens in the men's, but in the women's competition, you would think it happens because every other club is doing it. It's a thing they have to do. It's called fan engagement. The AFLW website, where they do what's going on at each game, each round, it says fan engagement in every game. And 99% of the time, each club does. St Kilda, not once has a whole club, whole playing squad that played that game stayed out, which is really, really poor. Now, I can't comment for the interstate games, but there was only like 3 of them. And I doubt they would have done it for that, but I don't definitively know. I've seen photos of a few maybe randomly here and there, but not a whole group. And you would think the Victorian game, they would do it. If they were going to do it interstate, they would do that for the Victorian game as well. And they haven't done it for the Victorian games at all. Not once. Ballarat game, not one stopped. This weekend, maybe like 3. It's like, do you really, really care? Like, do you really care or not? I'm sick of repeating myself, but until they fix that up, I'll keep bringing it up. The club have to clearly show more care to their fans and members, and clearly they do not care at all. Because if they did, they would have rectified and fixed this situation already. And I know many other St Kilda people that are pissed off as well. I'm speaking on behalf of them as well, and not only myself, that we want the club to actually fulfill the fan engagement. And when you advertise things as well, that just makes it much worse. That you advertise it and still don't do it. And for this particular fan engagement part, they're to say the AFLW is the one that's saying that. Or maybe you should listen to them and do what they've actually asked you to do. You want to be paid the big bucks. This is not just even people in the players side of things. This is more everywhere else outside of the players. You want to be paid to do your job. If people didn't do their job, they get released from their duty. This should be no different. Seriously. You are paid to do something. You do it. And it's only 5, 10, 15 minutes. Like, I'm sorry. This is in general. This is not just about the weekend. This is every other week. You know, there's games where you won and you're still not stopping. You're throwing a few footies and taking a few little photos quickly with a few people, like 2 people. Then you go in and you go, yeah, we thank you all. And you make all these posts saying that. I don't think you do. Because if you did, you would stay out there. Like, I mean, I have been to see every team this year now, at least once. And all those other teams have done it. But except St Kilda. Now, I've been saying this for a while about St Kilda as well. That you did nothing in the trade period. And it was, again, another wasted season. Besides Paige Trudgeon, who you brought into the trade period, who did bloody well, actually, might I add. Kicked her debut goal as well. Congratulations to Paige for that. But you did nothing else in the trade or draft periods. Last year, we just missed out on finals on percentage. This year, we missed out by a game in percentage, or 6 points in percentage. You did nothing. You did nothing. And now, from a draft pick point of view, providing you don't trade up and everything like that, you're going to fall in the middle of the pack again. Like, I could see this from a mile away this was going to happen. I had St Kilda 9th, I think, or 8th in my ladder prediction, and I was basically correct. I said they'd be in the middle. And, you know, they started the season so well, and then plummet straight down again. Something has to change. Trade period. Be ruthless. Draft. Attack the draft strong. And don't stuff it up again. This gets to a point now where Del Sano's coaching role has to be questioned. And list management. You know? Things need to be changed. Lift your game, especially in the fan engagement part. Say thank you to your fans, not walk past them, clap, pretend that you care, and then go back inside and don't come back out. Every other club can do it. Go watch the Brisbane Lions. Win, loss, or draw. home or away, interstate, they're all there. And you can't be there when you're in your own backyard winning games and you still can't do it. And look what Brisbane are. They're succeeding on and off the field. Everyone turns up to their games. Every bloody player stays out. And look at what they're getting, the rewards. And we're getting nothing because you don't care about your fans. You've made it bloody self-evident. Lift your game. Pathetic. Joke. Seriously. Hope you guys and girls enjoyed that edition of the world-famous segment, Scoops Goes Bang. All right. Now, it's time to go through my Scoops. Round 10. AFLW. Team of the Week. From the back line, Maddie Gay and Chelsea Bedell. Half back line, the flankers, Izzy Grant and Becky Webster. Centre half back, Charlie Thomas. Wingers, Eliza McNamara and Sophie Conway. Centre woman, Olivia Purcell. Half forward line, the flankers, Kate Hoare and Bella Smith. Centre half forward, Rebecca Privatelli. Forward line, Alice O'Loughlin and Caitlin Gould. Ruck, Mim Strom. Rovers, Ash Riddell and Georgia Nanscorn. Interchange, Baldors, Mia King, Rebecca Beeson, Ola O'Dwyer and Alish O'Dowd. Emergencies, Jessie Wardlaw, Ellie Anderson, Nina Morrison, Megan Fitzsimon, Maddie Gurin, Zali Goldsworthy, and Keely Scher. Now, reasons for these selections, I mean, this team is so strong yet again. Let's get that banner off for just a second, shall we? Maddie Gay in the back line, 32 disposals. Do I need to say more? Chelsea Bedell is a key defender, 20 disposals, like 12 intercept possessions, 8 inside 50s. I mean, that's just an absolute lock. Izzy Grant at 19 disposals with about 13 intercept possessions. That's an absolute great performance from Izzy Grant, who's had a good back end to the season. Charlie Thomas is a lock for All-Australian. When you'll hear her name on Wednesday night for the All-Australian spot, for me, telling you that right now, she had 20 disposals again on the weekend, about 8 intercept possessions, was a lock. Becky Webster's put together a good season with 23 disposals off the back line for Geelong. And her reaction when Rachel Kearns took a Mark of the Year contender was absolutely priceless, which is in my matchday vlogs. If you haven't checked it out in the Geelong game, go and check it out. We'd greatly appreciate it. It's on the Instagram reel as well. Eliza McNamara is having a strong season, especially in the back half. 32 disposals off the wing, elite efficiency and co. She was a star on the weekend. Same with Olivia Purcell for the Demons. 28 disposals, 7 clearances. They'd, in fact, make that 9 clearances. She was very, very good as well. Sophie Conway, 2 goals, 27 disposals. I mean, she's an absolute star. And maybe on Wednesday night, the Scoops medal, she may poll well. Maybe, maybe not. Will she make my All-Australian team? You'll have to wait and find out. Kate Hoare, 3 goals, 17 disposals. The skipper stood up for the Demons in the last game of the season. Rebecca Privatelli kicked 3. Bella Smith kicked 5 of 9 disposals. Alice O'Loughlin kicked 4 goals with 14 disposals. Caitlin Gould kicked 3 goals, 7 marks. I think probably 5 of those were contested. She was a star on the weekend, and she was the difference as to why the Crows came back. Mim Strom, probably the best individual game for a ruckman in AFLW history with 30 disposals, 20 of those contested, and about 39 hit-outs. She absolutely destroyed her opponent on the weekend in Edmonds. Ash Riddell, 32 disposals, as she always does. Georgia Nanscorn, 1 goal, 23 disposals, 17 contested possessions, 9 clearances. In fact, make that 10. So she was just fantastic on the weekend. Georgia Nanscorn and their win over the Blues. Mia King, 25 disposals, 12 tackles. Was a great play on the weekend. Baldors, 20 disposals, about 17 of those contested as well. High efficiency, about 5 clearances. Baldors was terrific on the weekend. Her running carry was very influential in the key chains, the 1-2 handballs, and delivering the ball inside 50. Rebecca Beeson, a goal, 12 tackles, 26 disposals was also for the Giants. Ola O'Dwyer, 20 disposals, 2 behinds, but I thought she was really impactful on that wing half-forward area, pushing up to half-forward, sending the ball inside 50. She was really good. And Alicia O'Dowd, 1 goal, 20 disposals, 30-odd hit-outs for the Giants. I know they lost, but she was very, very dominant in the ruck and very hard to not put in. Jessie Wardlaw was the next forward to be chosen. Morrison and Anderson, the next midfielders. Zali, Goldsworthy, Fitzsimon, the next forwards, and Shear and Gurin were the next mids. Shear for the wing as well. All right, so let me know your thoughts on my team of the week down below. I thought this was a really, really strong team. But yeah, so my All-Australian team will be revealed on the podcast. Sorry, on the SCOOPS AFLW medal night with my rising star, and obviously the SCOOPS AFLW medal on Wednesday night. If I haven't said it already, which I have clearly, but I want you just to know all about it. All right, let's now go review the round 10 games, and then we'll preview the finals and go from there. All right, so oh yeah. All right, so the first game was 28 Geelong, Adelaide 32. You know, Geelong, again, like this season, they haven't been too bad, and their percentage on the ladder shows they're hanging around 100% all year, sometimes higher than that. So I feel like Geelong weren't too bad in this game, but it was just that third to fourth quarter where the Crows started coming back. Caitlin Gould was really good. I thought Anna Rose Kennedy for Geelong, she was really good off the back line. I could have put her in the team of the week and even could have put her on the emergency list, but I'm not going to put 50 names on the emergency list. Rebecca Webster was really good. Becky Webster off the half back line for Geelong as well. Them two in defence. Rachel Kearns took a mark of the year contender, which I've posted, which I just mentioned. Morrison was really good for the midfield for Geelong with Sparkus. But yeah, Gould and Mueller and Maddie Newman in game 50. Her family were there and they stitched her up. They had a big poster of her, but they cropped her dad's legs onto the poster, and obviously he had hairy legs, so there was a stitch up there. They did very popular Maddie and her sister, twin sister Hallie, on Instagram as well. They do good work on YouTube as well, so go and check that out. There you go, Maddie, free plug for you. Got to see her after the game. She's a great person, and that's, you can see why she's very popular. But yeah, so good win for the Crows. Geelong season's over. They wouldn't have made it anyway, but it would have been nice for them, I guess, if they had got there in the end, but they didn't. The next game to go through is Melbourne 74, Pies 27. Demons destroy them. Fitzsimon, McNamara, Hoare, and co. Very, very good for the D's. Kate Hall's a terrific player. Fitzsimon's having a breakout season. And Eliza McNamara is in All-Australian contention this year for sure. The Pies, Lucy Cronin had a really good season. Could she win the Rising Star for this year? Could she win the Scoops Rising Star winner this year? We'll have to wait and find out Wednesday night. But yeah, overall, I thought Britt Benici was really good for the Pies though as well. Congratulations to the career of Stacey Livingston, who retired after this game as well. Well, on her career, really reliable defender, 36 years of age. Had a pretty good career for herself. Yeah, so well on to Stacey Livingston. All right, the next game to go through is Sydney West Coast 74, Sydney 28 West Coast. 1 point off, the same score as the Pies game. I don't know what the hell happened for West Coast. Ella Roberts, Charlie Thomas, Belle Lewis were really good. Ali Drennan was well held in probably her quietest game all season, but she's had a terrific 10 games before that. Ali Drennan been a great recruit for the Eagles. Swans through Hurley, Bella Smith, Privatelli, Hurley, Laura Gardner. All very good. Ella Heads played a role as well. So great win for the Swans and the Eagles. What the hell went wrong there? Next game, North Melbourne 78, Gold Coast 15. Not much to say. North did what they did. O'Loughlin kicked 4. Garner and Riddell were terrific again. Ruby Tripodi was really good again. Charlie Rowbottom, Whitford were good for the Suns, and no one else really did anything for them. And their season is over. Is Cam Joyce's job up for grabs? We'll have to wait and see. Carlton 24, Essendon 60. It was like 9 points at half time, and then the Bombers took control in the third quarter. Then that was all she wrote. But congratulations to Jess Del Pos for her career. I think it was 70 games in the end, so well done to her on her career. She retired. She almost get a late goal in the game, but it wasn't to be for her. She's had a good career, but as for the team, they did not play well in the second half at all. Shear and Gurin and Robinson were really good and played their role. And Mimi Hill and Abby McKay, two of their star mids, were out as late changes, which obviously didn't help their chances. I'm sure Melbourne weren't happy when they saw McKay and Hill were late outs, literally late outs. But yeah, so Nansquan was really good for the Bombers. As I said, Maddie Gay was really good as well. And I thought Amber Clark played a role as well. St Kilda 41, Brisbane 68. Congratulations to Steph Chiocci on her career. She retired after the game. Hadn't played all season due to an ACL injury. Was close to coming back, but didn't play. So well done to her on her career. She obviously played at Collingwood and the Saints as well. But the game, besides Jessie Wardlaw and Serene Watson, did the rest even bother turning up? Like, seriously, that was embarrassing. That third quarter was a disgrace. They kicked 4 goals in 4 minutes or 4 goals in 5 minutes, and you just cannot let that happen. Belle Dawes, Jade Ellinger with some great play, Bree Cohn down the back line, Taylor Smith, who, congratulations to Tay Smith and Aisling Maloney, who were equal goal kickers in the Coleman race this year. Fun fact, last year, Eden Zanke and Kate Hall from the Demons both tied on the same amount of goals to win the goal-kicking award, respectively, each respectively. Now, Tay Smith from the Lions and Geelong's Aisling Maloney have done the same thing. Has that ever happened before? I wouldn't think so. There's a stat that I got first. Exclusively revealed that stat. But yeah, Taylor Smith kicked 2 goals in the first half, so she could have got it. She actually got a mark on the siren in the last quarter. Probably would have been 40 out on it. Not really a bad angle at all. As she got the journey, she could have won the Coleman, so a bit stiff, but I think she was marking it after the sign by about a second, to be fair. But Taylor Smith played a roll-up forward. Dakota Davison did as well. Belle Dawes was good in the midfield, as was Ellie Anderson. Jade Ellinger, Lily Postlethwaite played their role as well. The next 3 games to go through, Richmond 23, Hawthorn 46, Richmond by 23 points. They lose by. But they were hit the front through Yassir in the start of the last quarter. And I thought, oh, hello, the Tigers are going to get this. Mon Conti was playing a role, as she always does, and played terrific. But late goals to Early, Madonna, and Ashmore just sealed the fate for the Hawks. They won the McLennan Trophy, which I don't think they deserve, because how it's set up, I think Brisbane clearly deserved it. But that's just ridiculous, to be honest, that Hawthorn got it. But here we are. In the game, though, they played well, the Hawks as well, and they got the win. Fleming was really good. Lucas Rod was really good. But yeah, overall a great win for the Hawks, an important victory as they now host Brisbane in the finals this week, which we'll get to shortly. 43, Adelaide, GWS 42. What a game. The Giants basically led all day, and I thought they deserved this victory. They fought hard throughout the year. They've had a lot of close losses. I mean, some people don't realise that. The Gold Coast game, they had a draw, and there's some other games that were in to the end as well. In the Melbourne game, albeit losing by like 3 goals at Icon Park midway through the year, they played their game really well. They just had quarter time, half time, 3/4 time misses on those sirens, and they lose by 3 goals against Melbourne that night. So, and they played all right through the quarters as well in the back half of that game. So, I mean, they've had some unlucky results go against them. I still don't think they had a good year at all, but it's better than what people are probably saying they did have. But Goldsworthy, Beeson, Parker, and O'Dowd killed it in this game. Would have been great to see them get the win. But Gemma Houghton had other ideas and kicked a great goal to end the game and get her side a home elimination finals. One under Gemma and the power for getting the win. No Schultz, no Dowrick. They'll get them back this week, you would think, and strengthen their team against Richmond on Sunday. The final game to go through is Fremantle 35, Western Bulldogs 21. 4-11, the Dockers. So they should have put them away in a way. But McCarthy, Mim Strong, 30 disposals, 20 contested possessions, like 40 hitouts. That is the best individual game for a ruckman in AFLW history. Credit to her. She put in the work and, you know, they did really well. So well done to Mim Strong. For the Bulldogs, Jess Fitzgerald and Isabel Pritchard and Izzy Grant were their better performers on the day. Now let's go preview the week 1 of the finals, shall we? So Friday night, 7:15 Victorian time at Icon Park. It's North Melbourne hosting Adelaide in the first qualifying final. I'll be tipping North Melbourne in this one by 1 point. Fun fact, that was also the margin of this contest this time last year at Icon Park in the preliminary final where North Melbourne won by a point. I'm going North to win by a point. North beat Adelaide in Adelaide not too long ago, literally a couple of weeks ago, by like 8 points. So I'm going the Roos to win this one. Jenna Bruton The Brute will probably be back after she was managed last week for the game against Gold Coast. The Crows, they'll want to start off better than what they did in Adelaide a couple of weeks ago, where North got a kickstart. I think they got like 2 or 3 goals to start the game. So, Roos for me by 1 point. Right, next game to go through is Freo and Essendon, 7:05. Sorry, not 7:05, 7 o'clock Victorian time at Fremantle Oval Saturday night. The first elimination final, Freo hosting Essendon. No Bonnie Toogood. She's out for the rest of the season, unfortunately for her. So Maddie Pasparkas again is going to lift up in that midfield with Georgia Nanswan, who is going underrated and flying under the radar this year. She's probably been Georgia Nanswan, that is, Essendon's best player. I mean, people say Maddie Pasparkas. Georgia Clark, she's had a terrific season as well. But Freo, Mim Strom against no ruck, unfortunately, for Essendon after Steph Wales, unfortunately, done a ACL a few weeks ago. So we wish her all the best. They're going to have no ruck, so they're going to get destroyed, and they're playing the All-Australian ruckman in Mim Strom. We've got good players around her in Ashley McCarthy, Gabby Newton, Emma O'Driscoll, Maddie Scanlon, and co. So the Bombers are in trouble, and the Dockers will give them the old heave-ho. And that Essendon finals winning streak will continue over 7,000 plus days. Yeet. Acknowledge me. Second qualifying final on Sunday, 1:05 p.m. Victorian time at Icon Park. It's Hawthorn hosting Brisbane. This is really hard to tip, but I'm going to tip the Brisbane Lions in this one by 12 points. Oh, sorry, Fremantle by 35 points, I should have added. And I'm going Brisbane by 12 points over Hawthorn, which would mean for the qualifying final teams, they would host a preliminary final the week after their week off. So the week after that. The loser will play the winners of the elimination finals, and the elimination final losers go out, obviously. So Brisbane by 12 points. Baldors, Ellinger, Anderson, Tay Smith, Tali Hickey in the ruck, Dakota Davison up forward, Bree Conan the skipper down in the back line, Tay Smith kicking goals. So I think they'll do really well. And Courtney Hodder with her pressure. So the Brisbane Lions by 12 points. And the final game we go through is the second elimination final on Sunday, 3:05 p.m. Victorian time. It's Adelaide hosting Richmond. I'm tipping Richmond in this one by 5 points. And Mon Conti, Ailey Sheeran, Ali Dalloway, and co. will lead that midfield to success, and the Tigers will get the win. The G Train, Caitlin Greiser, will do well up forward, and they'll get the win, and they'll send the power home, literally. At home, they'll make them lose at home, make them go home, and evaluate their season. It still would be a great season for them. So Richmond by 5 points. All right, so in the coming episodes, I'll be doing some season reviews as well. But yeah, I've kind of addressed St Kilda a little bit already. But you know what? I'm actually just going to do some now while I'm at it. So St Kilda, their season review, I feel like Serene Watson, T. Smith were really, really good this year. Those St Kilda's 2 best players easily. I thought Liv Vesely started the season really well, then dropped off after she was managed. Jessie Waller had some good moments throughout the season. But recruiting needs to be done badly, as I mentioned earlier. Trade and draft need to attack them hard and bloody draft people that are good footballers and people that you're going to play as well. And if the trade, I told you, throw Godfather-like offers at people like Zali Goldsworthy, Ella Roberts, Eliza West, who you should have targeted in the trade, but who just went to Hawthorn. But look at these players that aren't getting a consistent game at their clubs. Maybe looking at players that are playing out of position, that are forced to play in other roles. There's some good players out there, and if you want some advice, just ask me. There's some good players out there throughout every team that you could target that aren't getting a good go. Like Tia Charlton's one at Adelaide. I was watching at the game on the weekend with everyone else, and she just played really well. And she's one I feel like you could get out of the Crows and get her more opportunity to play on the wing, half forward, and she could do really well for us. There's plenty of other players. Maybe some at Brisbane, like Jade Ellinger, Lily Postlethwaite. There's some names you could be targeting, and that could be good best 21 players for the Saints. And there's some players, to be honest, some wasted list spots with the injuries that we had. You could put them on the inactive list, but you didn't do nothing about it, and it's just very, very frustrating. For the Eagles, Ella Roberts, Charlie Thomas, Ali Drennan, Belle Lewis, and Beth Schilling. What terrific seasons they had. So where did it go wrong? I feel like it's the rest of the playing squad that needed to step up. Those names were awesome. I feel like some of the other players needed to step up. Some of their draftees are either injured or really didn't have good seasons. And, you know, you can't be gifted games and you have to perform well. For the Pies, injuries hit them hard. Lucy Cronin is a star, will be a contender for the future for All Australian honours in the future. Should win the Rising Star this year or be a bloody contender. And some players had to play different role changes, like Tanya White, you know, Grace Campbell, when they were playing, had to play other positions. And I think they need to settle it in. But I think the Pies will get there eventually. Just had a lot of change. Michaela Hyde played her last game on the weekend. Sorry, her first game on the weekend. But yeah, I think they'll do well in the future over time. Thank you for watching this episode.